So today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, and I wanted to tell a little bit of a story. So back in about 2007, 2008, roughly there, I was a single mom with my 3 boys, and I was doing traveling nursing. And I happened to go to this place in this tiny little town. And I show up and they go, hey, we're going to put you on the locked Alzheimer's unit, which actually, they didn't know this, but was actually my favorite place. Any nursing home that I went to, if they had a Alzheimer's unit, that was my absolute favorite place to work. And so I was actually really excited about it. I had been working for, oh my gosh, like 2 weeks straight with no day off, 12 hours, 16-hour shifts, and I was welcoming this. So they give you, when you're a traveling nursing agent, they give you these little information sheets, which just kind of basically tells you basic need to know information about the residents. And I walk into the room, and the sheet said that there was 2 sisters in there, and that one was fully dependent upon another, so like 2 assist, full assist. And I walk in, getting ready to get her up, and I see her sister standing over her bed, talking to her. And they were speaking German. Now, I grew up in Germany, but I have not been there since I was 13, 14 years old. And so my German is, it's almost non-existent. So I understand very little, I can speak very little, but I can still pick up on key words. And the sister that was standing over her was saying, Greta, you need to eat, you need to eat, you need to eat. It's, it's time you get up, you need to eat. And the sister in bed was clutching her, it looked like a little, almost blanket almost. But I couldn't understand her except for the word Nazi. That's all I could understand her saying. And so I lightly touched the other sister's name, who was Anna, touched her arm, and I said, please, how can I help? And she turns to me and she goes, she still believes we're in the camps, and she's saying she doesn't want to get up because she's afraid of the soldiers. And the look of fear on her face as she's laying there clutching this blanket that I later found out was actually a piece of her mother's dress that had died in the camps, that she had saved all these years. The look of fear in her face, it just, we visited the camps when we lived in Germany. We learned the history, but until you see the fear, just oh my gosh, the in your soul fear, it just does something. And the other sister that was standing over her actually didn't have Alzheimer's at all. She was in her 90s, but she was fully, she could walk, she took care of completely herself, but she chose to be in this unit with her sister because they had never left each other's side since the camps. Neither one of them had ever gotten married or had children. And I ended up asking Anna why, and she said that she did not want to pass down a history of fear. And that's all she would say. That's all she would talk about. And learning her history and speaking to her, because I actually requested to go back several times because I fell in love with these sisters. Her younger sister, the one that was in the bed in the camps, had a break. She had a mental break, and so she never could function on her own. And so her other sister chose to just take care of her for the rest of her life. And so I just, this story, this it may seem like a small story to everybody else, but this was a huge moment in my life. This was a huge moment in my life after living in Germany, visiting the camp, seeing the wreckage, seeing the history and seeing the memorials and watching the movies, of course, but then meeting these 2 sisters and the dedication that one sister showed to the other ever since the camps, but then still seeing the pain and fear in the other sister's eyes that never ever left her. It really shows you the effects of this world and the decisions we as humans make. And I want to encourage everybody, when you see somebody today, to smile at them, ask them how they're doing. Even if it's a complete stranger, ask them how they're doing. You never ever know of the internal terror and fear that people are living in every single day. You just never know. And so to all the Holocaust survivors and all of the Holocaust victims, I support you, and I see you, and I honor you, and I admire you, and I respect you.